All right, look, we're gonna start at the beginning. Forget
Right.
Paul for a minute. We're gonna start at the beginning.
Right.
Right. We're gonna go back to Genesis 1, verses 27 and 28.
Mm-hmm.
So Genesis 1, 27, 28 says, "So God created man in his own image.
Mm-hmm.
In the image of God, he created him, male and female.
Mm-hmm.
He created them.
Mm-hmm.
God blessed them, and God said to them, 'Be fruitful and multiply and fill the earth and subdue it, and rule over the fish of the sea and over the birds of the sky and over every living thing that moves on the earth.'" All right, so the first thing we see here, man and woman were made in God's image.
Mm-hmm.
This is what we as Christians believe gives us intrinsic value.
Right.
Right. So when we say that, life is valuable, that people are valuable, it is because we are image bearers of God.
Right.
Right. And this says that women
Mm-hmm.
are equal image bearers as men are.
Right.
So we bear the same image,
Mm-hmm.
even in our differences. Like, that's pretty interesting.
Right.
And then when we look at what God says to them, he commands them to subdue the earth.
Right.
Right. This command was given to man and woman.
Right.
Okay. Now, here's something interesting. When he talks about subduing, this is the Hebrew word here is kabosh,
Mm-hmm.
which means to make subservient, forcefully dominate.
Right.
So he commanded women to dominate the earth?
Right.
Yes.
Yes.
I mean, that's what the text says, right? When he says rule over the fish of the sea and over the birds of the sky, that word is radah,
Right.
which means have dominion over,
Mm-hmm.
to rule, subjugate, to tread down.
Right.
What's interesting here is this first command. I've heard some people talk about this. This first command given to mankind is actually very, almost violent.
Mm-hmm.
It's very forceful. It's to take ownership of everything in the earth, including all of those creations therein.
Right.
Outside of man,
Right.
outside
Right.
of mankind,
Right.
and to take like complete domination of the earth.
Right.
And who did he give that command to? Was it just Adam?
No, to both of them.
It was to both of them.
Right.
It was to them together. See, this is a language that is very forceful and extreme, and it's applied to men and women jointly.
Right.
I hate to say it this way, but does this mean that women have authority over the earth? And to a degree?
Sure.
Could we put it in that type of context?
Yeah. I think what you're asking the kids today is, did God say slay girl?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he did. I think he did. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and for the hyper literalist, as we talked about last episode, it's interesting because he says God created man, and then says he created them in his image, male and female.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just back up there. It says man, but we're talking hyper literalists. We're not talking about just man.
Well,
He created both of them.
this gets us into some extra biblical stuff.
Right.
I have heard some people come up with some really weird conversations for what that meant.
For sure.
Right.
Yeah.
But we don't have to dive into that deeply.
We don't.
We know that from this text, regardless of how it looked, how it's done,
God created male and female.
yes. And
That's what we know. Yeah.
And he created them equally in his image.
Right.
Right. That's
Okay.
what we need to know.
To have dominion and to care over the world.
Exactly.
Right. That's the truth of our text.
Exactly.
Right.
Doesn't matter if you're male or female.
Right.
Okay.